t-test, and the paired sample t-test basically to test value one by one. So again I want to use the library, like firstly I want to import pd, and from scip import stat, and it depend on us, like we want to give the name of the t-test, like dot stats create two sample, like sample one, or like I can take the small name SMP sample one, and I'm just passing some value like 29, 30, 26, 50, 47, 62. So there are so many values are there, like 3 and 3, 6. I want to take 10, 47. So I choose some value like 3 and 3, 6, 9 and 10. Second, I want to use sample 2, 55, 65, 25, 78, this one. You can also choose any value. So I choose the two samples, sample 1 and the sample 2. Now again I want to find out the mean, obviously. So we know very well how we can find out the mean. So with the help of NumPy, with the help of Panda, we can find out the mean and the standard deviation. Now I want to find out I want to calculate the sample 2 mean. Now perform pair test. Like t-test and the p-value. And I want to use the t-test rel. It's a function name. Sample SMP sample 1, comma sample 2. And now I want to print. So the p-value is 0.75, 0.47. Now I want to use, if p-val is greater than 0.05, That means null hypothesis accept. Else null hypothesis reject. Null hypothesis is accepted. The reason is that because the value is nearby to this. That means it will compare all the values one by one similar to this and to test them. Like there is any difference between two group of data. So like there is like the first sample t-test data. So that means the ground truth are accepted. So we reject the null hypothesis or we accept the alternative hypothesis when there is no relation. Like if we are challenging, so there is no sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. So one more example, blood. So the how the blood, like there is any relation before meal and after meal the blood pressure will be changed or not. So I want to load the data. So firstly to check out the blood pressure file is available or not. The blood pressure file is available. The patient gender this one. So I want to load this one. So df ed dot read CSV. So I have successfully loaded this data. But now I want to show only the BP, BP before and BP after. So now I want to apply DF BP before and BP after. Only this. Now I want to find out the data, the basic statistical operation. Like the how many BP are 120 records are there, mean of the BP 156 and BP after is 151. So before BP is high and after BP meal is low. So that's the indication. Standard deviation like 11 and the data variations are there 14 like high. The data fluctuation are there. Minimum BP is 138. Minimum BP after this one and after before 147 and after mean this one. So it is just the indication. So when I successfully find out some basic in the statistical operations, so I want to find out like and to test the data. So similar I want to apply the t-test rel, this function basically. I can use here like from scipy dot stats. I have also used import and the t-test, this particular formula. So I have mentioned here the t-test rel, and after that I want to find out the p-value t-test and p-value. So similar to the above program which I have discussed, the t-test rel, and I want to supply the two particular column. Any like the BP after is there is any relation. So if again if p-val greater than equal to or greater than 0.05, like print null hypothesis is accepted, and else hypothesis rejected, or like the alternate, like you can use the null hypothesis rejected, because the reason is that you can see the mean is high before the mean, and to print one more thing like p-val, there is no, like the data are same before BP and after BP, there is no relation. Like when I eat the meal, so the BP will not fluctuate, the data is same, and before the meal the BP is high, and after the meal BP is little bit low, the data is seeing. That is the reason the null hypothesis is accepted.